Hello, welcome back. This is your reading for Friday, March 28th, 2025. We are so close to the new moon solar eclipse, which is the 29th. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. What do we need to know for today? Friday, March 28th. I forgot to say with yesterday, so just to keep in mind, an astrological note, when we have 5 planets and the North Node in Pisces, is that Pisces rules the feet. So it's really good for dancing and music and art and all those great things, but, be careful with your feet. Okay, right there. Ooh, we have the sun. Okay, so we have the sun, the brightness of the sun, all the consciousness of who you truly are emanating out into the world. Could be a very warm, bright, sunny day full of positive success. Or it could be a little bit, if it had come through, well, I didn't allow for reversals, so I have to tell you both ways. If the sun comes through reversed, it can be like it's too hot, or you need more water because it's dehydration. And it can also be because it rules the life force. It's the highest energy card in the deck. And with that in mind, sometimes it can have to do with just feeling kind of down, like not having the energy that you want. But with the 10 of Swords, and especially because Mercury in Virgo rules this card, I feel like this is the power of the sun to get through any old betrayals, any old endings, to get our minds going in a different direction, to let go of anxiety, to let go of anything that maybe you've been working through, and maybe it's come back up because, of course, we're in Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. And thank goodness Mars is direct, Jupiter's direct, Uranus is direct, Pluto's direct, but and even Neptune. It's just Mercury and Venus. And then we also have the 6 of Wands. So that's my card for patting yourself on the back, honoring who you are, healing by seeing your own light, healing by being more than enough, knowing that you're more than enough. So no more of this self-betrayal bullshit around I'm not good enough. That's a lie. That's a lie of the soul that a lot of us bring in to an incarnation, and it makes us push ourselves and drive ourselves to ridiculous places that we don't need to be. And maybe, just maybe, so many of you are done with that. Please let me know if you are. Or if you're having trouble working through that, just take it to heart that it's something you and your higher self, well, you are your higher self. It's something that you decided to work on this lifetime, and the only way you can do that is to make it conscious. When we're in the highest levels of spirit from which we hail, it's all love. It's all bliss. So why are you going to look at that little hangnail or some little chink in the soul substance or you're not going to look unless you work on it. And how are you going to work on it if you're not conscious of it? So we have these higher self intentions to come to this dualistic earth school to work through these lies in our soul, these soul splits, and they're always going to have to do with some form of lack of self-esteem, some form of self-worth, issue. So it's always going to be something like, I'm not good enough, I'm too much, and you'll have these problems in your lives like, if only I can do this, then I'm good enough. if I'm a good girl, I'll be okay. I'll get their love. I'll get their approval. And this is, what with a child's mind does. And then we carry it out through through adulthood, and we attract partners that make us feel that we're not good enough because there's a part of us inside that's consciously trying to remember that, oh, this is that piece that I brought in. And you can bet that it was a false belief that you decided as you were dying, leaving your last incarnation. So, it can be things like, you don't matter, I don't matter, that was mine, and I died in a gas chamber in my last lifetime, so I when I got clear with that, it's like, oh yeah, that's where I got that one. Wow. So it can be, I'm not, so it's not enough, not good enough, it can be, I don't matter, it can be, things like these false beliefs like I'm too much, so I have to dim my light. Maybe that's what these 3 cards are about. Does anyone out there have a little tiny voice or a little tiny part of you that says I'm too much and I've got to hold back my power? Or if I dare come out and shine all my light and let everybody see me, they'll run away from me and I will feel betrayed. And that's precisely the anxiety that is running around in your head. So again, you have to question things from all those different angles and keep asking yourself, is this true? And you can bet it isn't. And then once you figure out what it is and where you got it, then you're the one that can turn it around. And you do need to create a mantra that is the exact opposite of the false belief and get that, just keep getting that, keep working it. So, okay, let's look at the astrology. And here we go. So, like I was trying to figure out yesterday where the moon would be the next day, well, here it is. It's right there conjunct Saturn, but it made it over the other side by 5 a.m. So this does really make for good dream time guidance, especially if you're trying to karmically work through something, because Saturn is, a karmic planet. And whatever house all of these Pisces planets are sitting in, you can bet that's an area of your life that you are working to heal, to come full circle, and to master a new area of your life, and to have that. And it could take up 2 houses. It's very possible. That's just the way that when we do the natal, like here, I'll do this real quick. Let me show you the difference. Well, here, look at this. Notice how everything's at 0 degrees and all the houses are equal. So when I do a natal chart, what I do is go to, you can use many of these. I use Placidus, but there's Porphyry and there's Coke, there's a bunch of them. But now, based on the time, so imagine somebody was born at 5 a.m., maybe it's a baby coming in 5 a.m., March 28th, right before an eclipse. What we have here now is we have an Aquarius ascendant, and then we have Aries here. So you can see that all of, well, it's a little, still one, it's still pretty much encapsulated into this first house, if this were a person, right? But it could easily filter through into, let's look at hours. Let's see. How long does it take to get, so, now we have the Piscean energy. Well, this is probably a better example. The Piscean energy in between 2 houses here, because Ceres moved into the 11th and then 12th there. But it's still such a Pisces and Aries pileup, isn't it? Let's get back to the 0 degrees. Here we go. Because I don't know where you live, and I don't know your chart, and all of that makes a difference too. So anyway, to get back to, let's go, 5 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific, we have the massive amount of Cancer and Pisces energy connecting to Mars. So Mars is movement oriented, and Cancer is a cardinal sign, so that's movement oriented. And which way are we going? Well, we're going in the directions for safety and security and to grow maybe food, farming, all of that, because we have all this connection up here to Saturn and the moon and the connection to the North Node as well. And every degree that Mars goes forward, it's going to keep connecting with the North Node and Saturn for quite some time. And so when I look at Saturn and Pisces, I think spiritual foundation. I think connection with the higher self type of foundation and mastering your spirituality. So with the power of the moon connected with yesterday's series and now today's Saturn, that gives Saturn some more moon, that gives Saturn some more oomph, because remember, when we have conjunctions, same thing as connection, like the join up of energy, it increases each planet's power. So with the luminary of the moon, giving the mood is bigger, the mood is more artistic, the mood is more connected. Hopefully it's not going into victimhood, and instead it's going into what can I focus on to create the life I want to create. Hopefully it's that. And then all the connection down here to Mars and Cancer, that it's not a conjunction here, but with the trine, it just brings so much energy. Mars is energy. It is the planet of moving energy. And the energy it's moving is all about security and psychic awareness and growth and, wanting to be comfortable and create a sanctuary, possibly in your home, because Cancer rules the home. And then with the 4 trines going up to Venus, the North Node, the Moon, and Saturn, we can bet this is a whole lot of feminine power to create and to come together. Of course, because with Neptune sextiling Pluto in the highest sense is the ability for us to come together. Neptune, when it makes it to Aries, I'm thinking it's going to be masses of people protesting, because Neptune rules the masses. When it gets into Aries, there's a lot of energy, and it's like, let's go. But we've been gathering with the power of Pluto. We've been gathering together, networking, and because together, teamwork, together each achieves more. And that is primarily something that you want to hold in your consciousness when you're looking at conjunctions. Like, what is it that's connecting together? Because there's more power when we're all together. And you can see how Venus has retrograded back, has crossed over Neptune. We talked about that yesterday. Now you can see how Venus is going back to hook up with Saturn by April 12th. So let's see, anything else? We have that square to Mars from Chiron and Eris that's been there and will continue for quite some time, and this is to give more oomph and power to the divine feminine, who is, she's going to be in Aries until 2048. So of course, she's all about coming from the place where there's the need. Well, it's a struggle. Eris is always about the struggle for equality. And since 1926, she's been in the sign of Aries. So she's fighting. Actually, even before that. I mean, the suffragettes came in the 1800s, right? But that would have been at the end of Pisces, and it was quite victimizing in those days. There were a lot of women who died, and a lot of, so many things we've gone through, and it doesn't need to be that way. So hopefully by 2048, people will wake up and smell the cat box. It's like, we're not doing this anymore. Who do you think we are? How stupid do you think we are? Ugh. So, okay, let's see. Is there anything else? So just remember that we have the opportunity here to forge a deeply spiritual bond with each other and network together and move forward in all of this, feminine power here, and which is inclusive. The feminine is the energy that receives. It doesn't push away, it receives. So the only challenge with all of this feminine energy, Uranus is not a feminine planet, but it's in a feminine sign. Mars is not a feminine planet, but it's in a feminine sign. Jupiter is not a feminine planet, but it's in, I don't know if I'd call it, it's adaptable in Gemini, but Gemini can be both, which is wonderful. And then all these planets in Pisces are definitely feminine. Pluto, masculine, Aquarius, masculine, fixed energy. So if we can fix ourselves onto independence and revolutionary, intuitive intelligence and humanitarian goals, then we can take all this feminine energy and move with it. But the only way we can really have trouble with this, and a lot of people have, is by not having healthy, strong boundaries. Because if you're an empath, you have to, your survival depends on boundaries. So you say no to negativity, you say no to people who are trying to control you, and you say no to people who are pulling on your energy, trying to take from you, victimizing you with their victimhood because they're not working at all to take themselves to a better place. They're expecting you to do it for them, you to rescue them, you to help them constantly over and over until you have nothing of yourself left. And then you find out you're in a position of survival. It's like, I always like to look at the, I'll just say this and then end. I like to look at our lives as being in a little boat. Like our body's in a little boat. If our boat has a bunch of holes in it, energy leaks going out, water coming in, out, it comes in. How many holes can you handle in your little boat before you friggin' sink, before you drown in other people's problems? So rescue yourself, plug the holes, right? Plug every single hole, one at a time, plug the holes. Keep bail in the water, plug the holes, and then keep moving forward. And if you don't steer your own boat forward, if you allow all these waves to come in and you get yourself sideways, you're going to go under. You're going to flip over and you're going to go under. You have to go head forward. You have to head into the wave, right? Basic, navigational captaining. Captaining, is that it? No, that's not it. I'll let you guys tell me some better words. Okay, thanks you guys. Bye.